Imagine opening an old jar of coins sitting quietly on a dusty shelf, the kind you've walked past 1,000 times without ever giving it a second thought. You twist the lid open, pour the coins into your hand, and suddenly, one small silver dime catches the light differently. It feels older, heavier with history. You look closer, and in that moment, you have no idea that this tiny coin could be worth more than your car, your house, maybe even your entire savings. Across the United States, unbelievable discoveries like this have been happening for decades. Ordinary people, students, retirees, metal detector hobbyists, even kids have stumbled upon Roosevelt dimes worth thousands. Hundreds of thousands, and in some rare cases, millions of dollars. These aren't museum pieces or coins locked away in vaults. These are rare U.S. finds hiding in pocket change, jars, drawers, and old family collections, quietly waiting for the right person to notice them. But here's the twist. The rarest and most valuable Roosevelt dimes don't look special at first glance. They're small, simple, familiar, and that's exactly why so many people overlook them. Each one holds a story of minting mistakes, vanished dates, secret varieties, and unbelievably low survival numbers. And if you're lucky, you might actually own one without even knowing it. Today's video is not just a list, it's a treasure hunt. A journey through the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever found, the shocking prices collectors have paid, and the exact details you must look for. Because the next $1 million dime, it might be lying at the bottom of your coin box right now. So sit back, stay sharp, and let's uncover the hidden world of Roosevelt dimes worth life-changing money. Now we will talk about the first coin. And if you think rare coins only exist in museums or ancient treasure chests, prepare to rethink everything. Because this coin, the 1975 no S-proof Roosevelt dime, isn't just rare. It is a ghost, a myth, a modern miracle of numismatics that should never have existed in the first place. Yet it does. And only 2 have ever been found. To understand how unbelievable that is, we need to go back to the San Francisco Mint in 1975 proof. Coin production was at its peak. The machines were running, dies were polished to perfection, and every coin leaving that mint was supposed to be flawless. Sharp strikes, mirror surfaces, and most importantly, the S mint mark. The mint mark wasn't optional. It was required. Every proof coin had to carry it. But in that busy year, in a place where precision and inspection were everything, a single die slipped through the cracks. A working die meant for proof dimes was prepared. Without the S mint mark stamped into it, no one knows how it happened. Some say it was human error. Others believe the die was mistakenly swapped during late-night maintenance. But regardless of how the mistake occurred, the result was the same. A rogue die,
with no mint mark,
was used to strike proof dimes. These weren't regular coins. These were high-quality, mirror finish, collector coins, coins that the mint sold to the public as premium collectibles. And yet among those thousands of shiny proof dimes, a microscopic error went completely unnoticed. Imagine the moment, the machine stamping perfect coins, the employees inspecting thousands upon thousands of pieces, the packaging team sealing the proof sets, all while a few error dimes slipped quietly through their hands. No one saw it. No one caught it. Those error dimes were sealed into plastic and shipped around the country, hidden inside ordinary 1975 proof sets. And then, nothing. Silence. For years. Nobody knew these coins existed. Not the mint. Not collectors. Not experts. They were simply forgotten. Lost in the sea of ordinary proof sets sitting in homes and cabinets across the nation. Then one day, a collector opened a proof set, maybe out of curiosity, maybe to admire the mirrored surfaces, and stopped. He looked again. And again. The dime looked perfect. But something didn't add up. Where was the mint mark? He wasn't dealing with a damaged coin. Not dirt, not a weak strike. The space where the mint mark should have been was completely blank, smooth, and untouched. That moment changed coin history. The discovery spread like wildfire. Coin magazines, dealers, auction houses, everyone began talking about this mysterious dime with no mint mark. But the real shock came when collectors nationwide began searching their own 95 proof sets and found nothing. Not even one more example, and that's when the truth became clear. Only 2 examples had surfaced. Only 2 were known to exist. That level of rarity is almost unheard of in modern U.S. coinage. Coins from the 1800s, sure, some of those are rare, but a coin from 1975, recent, familiar, modern, being this rare? That is almost impossible. And when something this impossible appears, the value skyrockets. At major auctions, these tiny dimes shook the industry. The first sold for $349,600, leaving collectors in disbelief. The second pushed even higher, around $456,000, proving that demand was fierce. Today, experts say that if a third example is ever discovered, and there might be one still out there, it could go for $600,000 to $1,000, depending on the market and the frenzy it creates. Why? Because this coin is the perfect storm of rarity, history, mystery, and desirability. It's not just rare, it is stratospherically rare. It's not just valuable, it is elite-tier valuable. It's not just a coin, it is a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. And what makes it even more spine-chilling is this. The 1975 No-S proof dime was not issued as a special release. It wasn't given to VIP collectors. It wasn't minted for a ceremony. It was a pure accident, hidden inside a regular proof set, the kind people bought by the thousands. This means that even today, someone, maybe an old collector, maybe a family who inherited coins, might have a sealed 1975 proof set with the third unknown. No-S dime sitting inside it, waiting, quietly forgotten. Just imagine a tiny dime, locked in plastic for 49 years, untouched, unnoticed, worth a fortune big enough to change someone's life. This is why collectors still say, check your proof sets. Every single one. Because the next legendary discovery might not come from a museum. It might not come from a wealthy collector. It might come from an ordinary home. From someone like you, finding a coin that was never meant to exist. This is the full, powerful story of the 1975 No-S proof Roosevelt dime. A coin that turned a minting mistake into a $500,000 treasure. Now we move to the next coin. And if the 1975 No-S dime was a ghost, this one is the moment the supernatural first appeared. The legendary 1968 No-S proof Roosevelt dime, the rare error that shocked the entire U.S. Mint, confused collectors, and opened the door to one of the most mysterious chapters in modern coin history. To understand the magnitude of this coin, picture the year 1968. The minting world was changing. After several chaotic years of shifting production, the U.S. Mint finally moved all proof coin manufacturing back to the San Francisco Mint. This was a fresh start, a return to order, and San Francisco took pride in producing the nation's highest quality proof coins, each with the shining S mint mark. But in the middle of this highly controlled environment, something went wrong. Something that was never supposed to happen. Somewhere deep inside the mint, in a room filled with trays of gleaming dies, one die, just one, was set aside, polished, and prepared without the mint mark punch. The mint mark was added manually in those days, and that tiny step, that small detail, was somehow skipped. No one can say how. Maybe it was an exhausted worker on a long shift. Maybe it was a rushed moment during equipment change. Maybe it was a simple stroke of human oversight. Whatever the cause, that single die became the ticking time bomb of the proof world. It was mounted into the press. It struck mirror-finished dimes. It sent flawless, beautiful coins down the line, each one missing the very thing that proved where it was made, the S mint mark. Not one employee noticed the mistake. Not one machine operator caught it. Not a single supervisor stopped the presses. Instead, those rare, mint mark-less proof dimes flowed into the packaging department, where workers sealed them into plastic holders along with the rest of the 1968 proof coins. Those sets were boxed, labeled, and shipped across the United States, delivered to everyday collectors, families, hobbyists, and coin shops. Just like that, one of the rarest proof errors in American history was released into the world, without anyone knowing. And then silence. The set sat untouched for months. Then years, stored away in drawers, cabinets, and old boxes. They waited in darkness, forgotten, until destiny decided to reveal the truth. The first discovery came when a collector opened a proof set and paused. At first, the shine and mirror surfaces looked perfect, but then he noticed the absence. The empty space where the mint mark should have been. He checked his glasses, cleaned the coin, held it under the light again. Still no mint mark. He had just uncovered one of the rarest modern coins ever produced. Word spread like wildfire. Coin clubs buzzed with speculation. Dealers scrambled to inspect their own proof sets. Letters poured into numismatic journals. People across America tore the plastic off their 1968 sets with shaking hands, hoping to catch a glimpse of the impossible. But despite the frenzy, only a tiny number were ever found. Even today, only a very small handful of 1968 no-S-proof dimes exist, and because of that, the value of this coin has become legendary. When these coins hit the auction stage, the room holds its breath. Prices have soared to $31,000, $40,000, $47,000 and higher. And when an example is in deep cameo, with stunning contrast and flawless surfaces, experts estimate its value upwards of $70,000, with future prices possibly pushing into the six-figure range. Imagine that. A coin minted in 1968, not ancient, not medieval, not gold or silver from a lost empire, but a modern, American dime worth more than brand new cars, more than diamond jewelry, even more than full gold bars. That is the power of rarity, the power of a minting mistake, the power of a story that collectors want to be part of. And the most exciting or terrifying part, somewhere out there, more proof sets may still exist with this coin inside, sealed, untouched, hidden. Someone may be living with a 50,000 plus treasure inside a drawer and would never know until they open it. This coin reminds us of something important. Fortune doesn't always hide in ancient ruins or treasure chests. Sometimes it hides in the most ordinary places, a small plastic case lying quietly inside a dusty box. And that is why collectors everywhere repeat the same message. Check your proof sets. There may still be a miracle waiting. This is the story of the 1968 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime, a tiny mistake, a massive treasure, and one of the most unexpected rare coins of the 20th century. Now we move to the next coin. A coin that proves lightning can strike the same place twice at the US Mint. A coin so mysterious, so unbelievably rare, that when it was first discovered, collectors couldn't decide whether they were looking at a mistake or a miracle. This is the story of the 1970 no-S-proof Roosevelt dime, a coin born from a moment of human error, hidden in plain sight, and today considered one of the most valuable proof dimes of the modern era. To truly appreciate its rarity, we need to rewind to 1970. The world was changing, new technologies, new industries, new designs, and yet, inside the San Francisco Mint, one rule remained absolutely unbreakable. Every proof coin must carry the S mint mark. It wasn't optional. It wasn't flexible. It was the heart of proof coin identity. But somewhere inside the minting facility, in a room filled with rows of dies and precision tools, a mistake slipped through. A proof dime die was prepared without the S mint mark punched into it. No one noticed. No supervisor caught it. No inspector stopped the process. That single die, silent, unassuming, was installed into the press. And it began striking proof dimes, mirror surfaces, sharp details, flawless craftsmanship, and absolutely no mint mark. These error coins did not get flagged. They were treated like any other proof coins. They were packaged inside the official 1970 proof sets, sealed in plastic, boxed up, and shipped across the United States, hidden among thousands of regular sets. Nobody, not even the mint itself, realized that one of the rarest modern proof coins had just been released into the hands of ordinary people. For years, nothing happened. The set sat quietly, on bookshelves and drawers and old collection boxes. The coin waited, almost like it knew its moment hadn't come yet. Then the first discovery happened. A collector opened a 1970 proof set and noticed something wrong. Not with the shine, not with the surfaces, but with the bottom of the coin. The space where the mint mark should have been was completely empty, smooth, untouched. He looked again, then again. There was no mint mark. At first, disbelief, then shock. Then the realization he was holding one of the rarest proof errors ever created. News spread quickly. Collectors scrambled to open their own proof sets. Dealers raided their inventories. People who hadn't touched their coin collections in decades suddenly unsealed their 1970 sets with trembling hands. But the discoveries were few, extremely few. Even today, the number of confirmed 1970 no-S proof dimes is incredibly small and making it one of the hardest no-S proof errors to find and one of the most desirable. And when one of these treasures does appear at auction, the prices speak louder than any words. $20,000, $22,000, $29,000, and pristine examples are now estimated at $35,000 to $40,000 plus, with top-tier deep cameo pieces, potentially pushing past $50,000 in the future. Think about that for a moment. A small dime, only 55 years old, struck from base metal, yet worth more than designer jewelry, luxury vacations, entire gold collections, or multiple months of hard-earned income. And what makes this story even more captivating is that, just like the 1968 and 1975 No S dimes, the 1970 No S era was not a special release. It wasn't reserved for collectors. It wasn't marked, labeled, or announced. It was an accident, sealed inside a simple plastic case, sent to regular households and forgotten. Somewhere out there, another 1970 proof set might still be hiding the next discovery. In a dusty drawer, in a box of old family belongings, in a collection inherited by someone who has no idea what they own. And that's why collectors still say the same words with excitement and hope. Open your proof sets. Examine every dime. The treasure you're looking for may already be in your home. This is the powerful story of the 1970 No S proof Roosevelt dime, a tiny coin with a massive legacy, a minting mistake turned into a fortune, and one of the rarest modern proofs ever released. Now we move to the next coin. A coin that proves that even in the 1980s, when the US Mint had advanced machines, better inspections, and tighter controls, mistakes as shocking as ancient mysteries could still slip through. This is the story of the 1983 No S proof Roosevelt dime, a coin so rare, so unexpected that collectors still talk about it with disbelief. It is one of the final and most valuable No S proof errors ever created. Let's go back to 1983. The San Francisco Mint had been making proof coins for years. The process was polished, perfected, almost futuristic. Quality control was stronger than ever. Mint employees had better machines, better lighting, better training. Mistakes were supposed to be impossible. And yet, history repeated itself. Somewhere during die preparation, a polished proof die for Roosevelt dimes was set aside. It went through all the usual steps: heating, polishing, inspection, but one step, the most important step, was forgotten. The S mint mark was never punched onto the die. That tiny moment of human oversight created a time bomb, a die that shouldn't have existed. But the Mint didn't notice. The die made it to the press. It was mounted. The machine roared to life and began striking flawless proof dimes. Perfect mirror surfaces, perfect details, perfect craftsmanship, and absolutely no mint mark. Imagine the moment, those dimes sliding across the conveyor, sparkling under the lights, while mint workers packaged them inside 1983 proof sets, having no idea they were sealing a treasure that would one day be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Those proof sets were shipped across America just like any others, to families, coin shops, collectors, hobbyists, and people who simply bought them as souvenirs. No one suspected a thing. Years passed. Then one day a collector opened a 1983 proof set and paused. The dime looked perfect. But something didn't look right under the date. He looked again. He got closer. There was no mint mark. The space was blank. No fading. No weak strike. No trace of the S. It had simply never been there. He had just discovered one of the rarest proof dimes in modern history. Within days, the news spread across coin shows, newsletters, and collector meetings. Enthusiasts rushed to open their 1983 sets, hoping to find another example. Dealers scanned their inventories. Shops checked old stock. But only a tiny handful were ever found. Even today, the number of confirmed 1983 No S proof dimes remains extremely small, making this one of the rarest US mint errors of the late 20th century. And the prices? Prepare yourself. These coins have sold for $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 or more depending on grade. But when the coin is a perfect, deep cameo example, the kind that looks like a mirror dipped in black glass, experts estimate values around $20,000 to $30,000. With some predicting future auctions could push past $35,000 plus, as the supply is nearly non-existent and collectors compete fiercely for the few surviving pieces. Think about what that means. A dime from 1983, not rare in age, not old, not silver, worth more than gold bars, more than luxury vacations, more than motorcycles, even more than many people earn in months. And just like the 1968, 1970, and 1975 No S dimes, this one also hides behind a chilling possibility. More examples may still exist. Sealed inside unopened 1983 proof sets, tucked away in closets, storage boxes, family drawers, and collections that haven't been touched in decades. Someone might be holding a $20,000 treasure without even knowing it. That is why coin collectors never stop repeating, always check your proof sets. Rare coins hide where you least expect them. The 1983 no S-proof Roosevelt dime is more than a coin. It is a mystery the mint didn't see coming, a treasure born from a tiny missing letter, and one of the last great accidental rarities of the modern U.S. mint. Now we come to the fifth coin in our series of modern-day U.S. treasures, the 1972 no S-proof Roosevelt dime. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary proof dime, the kind most collectors and families had tucked away in their drawers for decades. But appearances can be deceiving. Beneath its familiar design lies one of the rarest, most valuable secrets in modern numismatics, a coin born from a minting mistake, quietly waiting to be discovered. Let's rewind to 1972, proof. Coin production at the San Francisco Mint was operating at peak efficiency. Every dime struck for collectors was expected to be flawless. Polished dies, mirror-like surfaces, sharp designs, and the all-important S mint mark. This mint mark wasn't just decorative. It confirmed the coin's authenticity as part of the official proof program. Without it, a dime was considered incomplete, almost like it didn't belong. Yet in a twist of fate, one die slipped through the minting process without the S. Mint mark punched into it. How it happened remains a mystery. Perhaps an exhausted worker overlooked it. Perhaps a die was swapped in haste. Or maybe it was a simple human oversight amidst the thousands of coins being struck every day. Whatever the cause, the result was extraordinary. A small batch of flawless proof dimes, perfectly struck, mirror-like, and without the mint mark, quietly entered circulation through proof sets. These coins were shipped to collectors, hobbyists, and coin enthusiasts across the country. At the time, no one noticed. For decades, the sets sat untouched, in drawers, closets, safes, and old family collections. The 1972 no S dime waited silently, its rarity unnoticed, hidden in plain sight. Then, as with all legends, discovery arrived. A collector, examining a 1972 proof set under magnification, paused. Something seemed off. Every other dime carried the mint mark, but this one didn't. The space where the S should have been was completely blank, smooth, untouched, undeniable. He realized he was holding one of the rarest proof errors ever minted. The 1972 no S-proof Roosevelt dime instantly became a numismatic sensation. Collectors, dealers, and auction houses scrambled. Letters were written. Shows were visited. Thousands of proof sets were re-examined, all in the hope of finding another one of these elusive treasures. Yet, as with most of these rare modern proof errors, only a tiny handful were ever discovered. Its scarcity is nothing short of staggering, making it one of the most desirable coins for serious collectors. And the value of this coin reflects its legendary status. Auction results show $28,000 for a well-preserved example with standard proof surfaces, $33,000 for a higher-grade specimen with flawless mirrors and sharp details. Top-grade deep cameo examples are now estimated at $40,000 to $50,000 or more, and in the right market, prices could climb even higher as collectors compete fiercely for each surviving piece. Imagine this scenario. Somewhere, an unopened 1972 proof set lies forgotten in a drawer or attic box. A descendant, curious about old family coins, slides it open for the first time in decades and finds the no S dime. In that single moment, an ordinary collector becomes the owner of a coin so rare and valuable, it could instantly redefine their collection, even their life. What makes this coin truly remarkable is not just its rarity, but the story it tells. A simple oversight at the mint created a legend. A coin that was never meant to exist quietly entered the world and waited patiently for discovery. Like the 1968, 1970, 1975, and 1983 no S dimes, it is a reminder that history, fortune, and mystery can hide in the most ordinary places, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and a little luck. This is the story of the 1972 no S-proof Roosevelt dime, a tiny coin that turned a minting mistake into a treasure, a legend of modern U.S. coinage, and one of the most sought-after proof errors of the 20th century. Now we arrive at one of the most mysterious, most elusive, and most electrifying coins in the entire Roosevelt dime series, the 1970 no S-proof dime. A coin so scarce, so shockingly rare, that even many professional collectors have never seen one with their own eyes. This is not just a mint error. This is a numismatic legend. Let's travel back to the year 1970. The San Francisco Mint was producing millions of flawless proof coins for collectors. Every single proof dime was supposed to carry the proud S mint mark, the signature that confirmed it was made with care in San Francisco. The mint mark was small, almost unnoticeable to the average person. But its presence was essential. It symbolized precision, identity, and craftsmanship. Yet fate had other plans. Somewhere in the process, an unmarked proof die, a die without the SE. Mint mark punched into it was accidentally placed into the striking presses. It was a tiny mistake, perhaps just a moment of oversight by a mint worker, but it created something unbelievably rare. With each strike, the mint unknowingly produced proof dimes that were perfect in every way. Except for one missing detail. No mint mark. No S nothing. These flawless mirror-like dimes, struck from the wrong die, were then sealed into proof sets and distributed across the country. Thousands of collectors opened their sets, admired the coins, placed them in storage, completely unaware that a priceless treasure might be sitting in their hands. But only a microscopic number of these no-S 1970 dimes ever slipped out. Not hundreds. Not dozens. Only a tiny handful. In fact, fewer than 10 confirmed examples are known to exist today. It wasn't until years later that the first discovery came to light. A collector examined a 1970 proof set under bright magnification and froze. The dime had no mint mark. That moment changed everything. The numismatic world was stunned. Could this be a one-of-a-kind mistake? Or were more hiding somewhere? Auction houses immediately took interest. Experts analyzed the coin under powerful microscopes, verified its authenticity, and classified it as one of the rarest modern proof errors ever produced by the United States Mint. Over time, a few more examples surfaced, each discovery sending shockwaves across the hobby. And the value? Absolutely staggering. A 1970 no-S proof. Dime sold for over $40,000, even in a moderate proof grade. A deep cameo example with perfect fields pushed toward $50,000, and collectors believe that if an ultra-high-grade specimen ever emerges, it could easily climb to $60,000 or more. This coin is so rare that even serious collectors go their entire lives without seeing one. It is the kind of treasure that appears maybe once in a decade, hidden in an old proof set that someone forgot about long ago. You can almost imagine the moment. A family opens a dusty drawer, finds a 1970 proof set from their grandfather's collection, and casually takes a look. The dime glows under the room light, perfect mirrors, sharp details but no mint mark. And suddenly, they are holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. A life-changing discovery born from a tiny minting mistake made over half a century ago. The 1970 no-S proof Roosevelt dime stands as one of the greatest numismatic mysteries. How many were made? Why did the mint never catch the mistake? Are there more still waiting to be found? No one truly knows. What we do know is that this coin remains a symbol of rarity, luck, and the incredible surprises that the world of U.S. coins can still reveal. Every collector dreams of finding one, and every old proof set holds just a little more excitement because of this legend. Now we enter the world of true numismatic mythology, a realm where rarity becomes almost supernatural. Our next coin is not just valuable, it is legendary. The 1964 SMS Roosevelt dime is one of the strangest, most debated, and most valuable modern dimes ever created. And its story is wrapped in mystery from the very first moment it appeared. To understand this treasure, we must go back to 1964, a turning point in U.S. coinage history. Silver coins were being phased out. The mint was rushing to produce billions of coins to meet nationwide demand. Proof sets were canceled that year due to a national coin shortage, and only regular circulation coins were supposed to be made. But then something unbelievable happened. Years later, a small group of coins began appearing. Coins with proof-like surfaces, sharp strikes, satin finishes, and features that did not match typical circulation strikes. These coins came from what collectors now call the 1964 Special Mint Set SMS, a series the mint never officially announced, never sold to the public, and never explained. Among these mysterious pieces lies the 1964 SMS Roosevelt dime, a coin so rare that fewer than a dozen confirmed examples exist on Earth. These coins are unlike anything else from 1964. They have unusually sharp rims, smooth satin surfaces, flawless details, and unique die markers that prove they were struck under special conditions. Theories emerged over the years. Some say the mint was experimenting with a new striking process. Others believe these were prototype strikes for the upcoming 1965 SMS sets. A few even claim they were made for government presentation, sets and accidentally released. But in truth, nobody knows. Not even the U.S. Mint has a clear answer. And that layer of mystery only makes the coin even more desirable. The first examples surfaced through the estate of former Mint director Eva Adams and fueling even more speculation. Why did she have them? Were they prototype tests she approved? Were they secret samples? Or were they never meant to leave the mint at all? Whatever the truth, one thing became clear. The 1964 SMS dime is one of the rarest Roosevelt dimes ever discovered, and its value reflects that powerfully. Auction records show a well-preserved example sold for $31,000. Another, with near-perfect satin strike and stunning surfaces, reached $49,000. And when a specimen graded top tier by PCGS with flawless surfaces, bold details, and undeniable SMS characteristics hit the auction floor, it soared beyond $58,000. Experts agree, if a perfect, gem-quality example, especially one with deep frost and mirror-like fields, ever appears again, it could easily break $75,000, possibly more. This is the type of coin that shocks even veteran collectors. Another mystery? Collectors still believe more 1964 SMS dimes might be out there, hiding inside old collections, inherited boxes, or forgotten estates. Somewhere in someone's drawer, an unknown treasure could be sleeping right now. Imagine one day opening a small box from your grandfather's belongings, finding a strange satin-finished 1964 dime, and realizing you're holding a coin so rare, so valuable, that only a handful of people on the planet have ever seen one in person. The 1964 SMS Roosevelt dime is not just a coin, it is a ghost from a forgotten minting experiment. A numismatic riddle that refuses to be solved. A treasure that symbolizes how the rarest finds often come from accidents. Mysteries and secrets buried deep in mint history. This coin stands at the center of one of the greatest American coin mysteries, and for collectors, it represents the ultimate dream. And there you have it. Some of the most valuable, most mysterious, and most extraordinary Roosevelt dimes ever created. Coins born from minting accidents, forgotten experiments, missing mint marks, and unexplained government prototypes. Each one carries a story of luck, history, and pure rarity. But more importantly, each one carries a reminder. You never know what treasure you might already own. Some of the coins we talked about were discovered in old proof sets, dusty drawers, forgotten boxes, and family collections that hadn't been opened in 40 or even 50 years. These legendary finds weren't made by experts or millionaires. They were made by everyday people who simply looked a little closer. So before you toss aside an old proof set, before you ignore that old coin album in your cabinet, before you sell a bundle of coins without checking, pause, look closely. Even a tiny missing mint mark could be worth tens of thousands, even millions. The world of coins is full of surprises. Every dime, every penny, every nickel has a story, and sometimes that story turns into a life-changing discovery. The next big find, the next legendary coin, the next treasure worth a fortune, might already be sitting in your home right now, so keep searching, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of a coin. Because in the world of rare U.S. coins, and especially Roosevelt dimes, history is alive. Treasures are still hidden, and the next unbelievable discovery could be yours. Thanks for watching. And remember, your next coin could be the one worth a fortune. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep hunting for those rare and valuable U.S. finds you might already own.